Greetings, my name is Charles Wallace from the Hoshin Dojo, and this is Kira McGowan, one of the instructors at the dojo. Today we're going to present a short video on self-defense against women. Now typically we do a lot of videos and material out there, and a lot of it's focused on women's self-defense and what a woman should do when she's attacked by a man. Kind of a social taboo that's not really discussed is the other side of domestic violence when a man is attacked by a woman. And those type of situations carry certain risks associated with defending yourself. So going into statistics, it appears that 1 in 25 men experience intimate partner violence or domestic violence at some point during their life. So there's a need out there and we want to try to fill that need. Now during this video, we're going to hit 3 learning outcomes. First, the male, the victim in this situation, is going to learn how to use a hand pass to escape the attack zone. Then they're going to learn how to use a basic hand release. And lastly, we're going to discuss de-escalation principles. All right, so as we said, we're going to go through self-defense against a woman. Now, I know this is kind of a taboo topic, but it's very, very necessary, and here's why. Self-defense is basically one person attacks and you defend yourself. That's often justifiable, and depending on the situation, you might be legally safe. However, extenuating circumstances, that's not always the case. In this case, Miss McGowan, you never ask a woman's weight, but she ranges between 120 and 140 tops. I weigh about 310 pounds. I am double her body weight, even though we're about the same size. Additionally, if you look at the size of us, I'm gonna line her up, her shoulder to my shoulder. If you see, her other shoulder only comes to my mid-chest. I still have a whole another shoulder and arm. So size-wise, I'm much bigger than she is. So there's a perception within the legal system that no matter what she does, she shouldn't be able to hurt me. Now, as you can see, black belt, obviously a warrior, very dangerous given the circumstance. Yet the court's not gonna see that. The court's gonna see the size difference and immediately assume that as a larger male, I should have been able to handle this situation without resorting to striking her. So the techniques we're gonna go through today, we're specifically gonna avoid overt big grabs. One thing we wanna avoid is one of these, where I'm trying to control her, detain her, and I grab this as hard as I can, because as we start fighting back and forth, what's gonna happen is, as you can see, I left a little white mark there. If she pulls hard enough, I'm gonna end up bruising her. And any bruise I leave on her is only gonna further the argument that I was the aggressor. So the techniques we're gonna look at today: avoid overt grabs, they're gonna avoid striking of any type, and focus on evasion and escape. All right, so to meet our first learning objective, we're gonna demonstrate how to use a hand pass to get to the safe zone, or out of the attack zone. The attack zone here is this area in front of my aggressor where she can easily kick me, claw me, hit me. The safe zone is generally considered to be behind at a 45-degree angle, which puts me out of the range of kicks, out of the range to reach up and try to grab, of getting clawed, and allows me to apply a little bit of bend to the body so that I can limit her motion and attempt to de-escalate the situation, apologize, or talk my way out of it, whatever it takes to not get injured, not injure her, and be able to escape. So to demonstrate this technique, I'm going to start what we call the non-apparent fighting stance. Basically, as she gets aggressive, I'm going to put my hands up in a defensive posture. I'm not going to be aggressive myself, and I'm just going to apologize, attempt to de-escalate. Hey, listen, I'm so sorry. I don't want any problems. Now, often, this unfortunately isn't going to be enough. So if she attacks me, women tend to attack by clawing and scratching and attacking the groin and eyes. And a lot of that's based in the culture of women's self-defense. They always tell you that when a man attacks you, eyes and crotch. So in this case, my attacker, Miss McGowan, she's gonna reach out with a slap, going for that claw right here. As she does, I'm gonna put both hands up to execute a block. Now I do know that this claw might be coming in, but if I quickly hand pass, I can push this arm down, step behind her, place my hands on my shoulders, and take a step back. This again takes me out of the attack zone and allows me to be in a safe position. So we're gonna try this once at speed. If you would, attack 1, attack 2. Gotcha. Wonderful. That's going to be using a hand pass to escape the attack zone. All right, so our next learning objective is going to be executing a basic hand release. Now, hand release, my assailant can grab me anywhere on the body. Realistically, because of our size difference, it's not going to be the typical situation you see in women's self-defense where a man grabs by the wrist and tries to pull and control. I weigh double what she is. She's not pulling me anywhere. And knowing this, that's not going to be her goal. So instead, we're going to look at a hand release from a lapel or throat grab. So in this case, my assailant is going to reach up, grab the lapels. Now you see this when they're trying to shake you, or the good old-fashioned, I'm gonna pull you in and talk some sense into you type situation. But this is still a very dangerous position to be in. So hand release. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my hands, clap them together on the other side of her body. Now this allows me to apply leverage to the arm without hurting her. As I push up, I'm gonna rotate my body 90 degrees, and that helps give distance and again applies leverage. And then as I do this, I'm gonna step behind her to that safe zone, pull her back just slightly and hold her here. Give me a moment to try to de-escalate, plan my escape, and it puts me out of range of her being able to kick me or claw me. So done to speed, she's gonna reach up and grab me, go ahead and start shaking, get a little aggressive. We're here, I'm in a bad situation. I'm gonna go right here into a defensible position. That's going to be applying or executing a hand release to get myself out of a choking situation. All right, so the last learning objective for this video is going to be understanding de-escalation principles. So to de-escalate simply means to calm the situation, try to make it better. Now this is going to be a hard pill to swallow for most men, but the easiest way to de-escalate is to simply apologize. Even if you don't feel you're wrong. Because at the end of the day, we all know that perception's reality, and if we're in the middle of an argument, she believes she's right, and I believe I'm right, and we both dig in and stand our ground, nothing will get resolved. So, always de-escalate whenever possible. Apology is a good way to get there. Another way to de-escalate is through the use of a mediation technique called reflect, reframe, and question. Now, this has to happen prior to an altercation. Before things escalate and I get attacked, I want to try to talk the situation down. And this is done through a lifelong friendship, relationship, whatever the situation is, of just being a good person and listening. So, in this case, when my assailant here has a point or a concern, what I can do is I can make sure I clearly understand what she means. So in this case, Ms. McGowan, make a statement.
How dare you not let me go shopping?
Okay, so in this case, she has chosen the shopping angle. So, a lot of times, as a man, we immediately try to just retaliate or solve the problem, be like, because we've got no money, or whatever it is. No, what I need to do is hear her concern. So I'm gonna reflect the statement. If I hear you correctly, your concern is that I don't let you go shopping.
Yeah.
Now I wanna reframe that or paraphrase it, so I'm saying it in my own words so that I further understand the complaint. You're saying that we just, at this time, we haven't been shopping as much as we used to, or whatever the situation is. Now, a lot of times the reflect and the reframe sound very similar in a common or basic problem, but as it escalates to a higher situation, the mediation technique really works. Third step is going to be to question, or to gain clarification or a deeper understanding, or sometimes that question can be to ask the possible resolution. So, hey, I hear you that we haven't been able to do much shopping lately. How can we resolve this, or how can we take care of it that will make you feel good?
Let's go spend a day at the mall.
Day at the mall. Now, if you hear her response, a day at the mall doesn't necessarily mean let's go spend money. It could just be the outing, the being in the environment, the window shopping. So there's always multiple ways to resolve a situation. Now, I know this example is a little silly, but unfortunately, the bottom line is, guys, a lot of fights break out, arguments in a domestic situation, break out simply over little things that truly are inconsequential, but it's more that it's the breaking point of a larger situation.